What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Guys, we're wrapping up 2021, and what better video to wrap up 2021 with? I mean, we're a few days away, literally. I think 2 days away from the end of 2021. It's never going to come back ever and ever again. So why not create a doctrine to live by for Redbubble success for the rest of time? For all the years to come of future success. Why don't we set some rules in place to not only live by, but to understand on how to actually achieve Redbubble success. Principles, if you would say, or standards to understand and to live through when creating Redbubble designs and expecting Redbubble success. Let's go ahead and move into the Redbubble iron rules. Let's go ahead and start off with the reason why I'm making this video. And the reason why I'm making this video, very simply put, along the journey of designing and on a daily basis, not every day, will be a successful day. A day worth of a ton of sales and things that encourage you. And along that process, when you do experience these lack of sales, these hard days, these rainy days, as they would say, you're going to have a lot of discouragement. Discouragement can creep in. Return to this video, guys, in moments of despair, in moments of lack of motivation, so that you can kind of get back on track, focus on the right path. So that's what this video is about. By the way, forewarned is forearmed. There's going to be spelling mistakes. There's going to be things that are incorrect in this video in terms of, spelling and things like that, grammar. But don't hold it against me. Hold the message that I'm saying that's important. Guys, when I get an idea, I just type it out. I don't care about spelling or grammar or anything like that. So let's go ahead and jump right into iron rule number 1. Money doesn't lead, it follows. I'll explain what I mean by that. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to get sales. And if you ask anybody here watching this video, if a magic genie showed up and said, hey, do you want me to just create $5 million into your account right now? Everybody, without a shadow of a doubt, would say yes. Nobody would say no. But understand that money doesn't appear randomly. It doesn't just create itself. It doesn't lead. It follows. You have to be able to create the value first before achieving the money. And the market determines whether that value that you created is actually valuable. I hear a lot of people on the YouTube say, I'm not getting any sales. I have 30 designs. I have 50 designs. I have 100 designs. That should tell you something. Maybe the market is telling you that your designs are not valuable. This is something that you have to understand if you want to step into the next level of success when it comes to Redbubble. If you want to step out of the 80% who do not succeed on the platform, who do not make any money, you have to understand that money doesn't lead. It never shows up first. The hard work has to show up first. The value has to show up first. And when the value shows up, people are going to buy your product. It's just as simple as that. Okay? So rule number 1, money doesn't lead, it follows. Number 2, success isn't earning lots of sales. Success manifests itself through the number of sales you earn. It's a way of keeping score. Having lots of sales isn't what makes you advanced. It's who you become along the process to get those sales. The skills you acquire, the attitude you develop, it's what manifests the sales, thereby existing because an improvement that you have made, which then creates success. This is a very lengthy rule, but it's something we all need to understand. Guys, if we had the chance to just, and this is mainly for the copycats out there on Redbubble, if you're just copying off of people's designs on Redbubble, and let's say you do get a few sales, let's dive deep into the core. You don't know why you got those sales. You don't know if it's because of the tagging strategy. You don't know if it's because of the design. You don't know if it's because of the titling. You don't know anything. You're just following the leader. You're not sure what's really going on. Let's say you wake up and you get 1,000 sales. But now, let's say there's a new update that Redbubble creates that stops you from copying people. Some sort of AI that automatically scans the whole entire website, sees if you design something, and removes it off of the platform. Then what do? Well, see, you won't get any sales. But the people who actually built their skills up, became a different person. They embodied a different mentality. Those are the people that are going to manifest sales, because not who they are, but what they have become, what they have learned, how they have changed. That very behavior, the things that they have experienced, is what helps them create the sales. And having the sales isn't success. That's not what it is. Like I said, it is who you become. The different person that you build yourself to be, that's what gets you the sales. Because if somebody took your account away from you and you generated all these sales knowing exactly what it took to and how it was done, you can recreate it over and over and over again. So that's iron rule number 2. Let's go ahead and jump into iron rule number 3. Quantity breeds quality. This rule is rather straightforward, but a lot of people don't know what it takes to create quality designs that people are actually going to want to pay for. I see majority of the designs on Redbubble, and majority of the people who complain that they don't get sales, this is the rule that applies to them. Your quality is not going to be perfect right away. The more you work, the better you get. People say practice makes perfect. I say practice makes better. So what you really need to do is you need to create more designs. You need to create as many designs as you humanly possibly can. Even if you're not going to post them, you need to advance so that you can create better quality designs. You need to do more work than anybody's ever done. You need to do more work than you've ever done. And the more work you do, your mind is going to start opening up to new possibilities of design. And you're going to get better at designing. Take courses, learn lessons, free courses, paid courses, read books. Anything you could do to get better at designing is something you have to do. But the only way to guarantee that way of getting better at the quality of designs is to create more quantity. Remember that quantity, the more you create, the better quality designs you will have. Quantity breeds quality. That's iron rule number 3. Let's go ahead and jump into iron rule number 4. Move without motivation. This is one of the most important rules of all the rules, because this rule is going to make the difference between the winners and the losers. The one thing that makes a winner versus a loser is the winner does not give up. Even if they're tired, even if they're not they don't have any motivation. They have discipline though. A lot of people say, I don't have the motivation to keep going. I don't have the motivation to keep moving forward. Well, then if you don't have the motivation, this is not for you, because you have to learn for Redbubble to be able to move forward without motivation, without having that, perk in your step. You have to do it when you don't want to do it. You have to keep going when you feel like you don't have the motivation to keep going. You have no reason to keep going. And there's two aspects to this. You could be that guy who's making a ton of sales every month, and you don't have the motivation to work anymore. Well, guess what? You go to sleep on a win, you wake up with a loss. Conor McGregor said that, and I've lived by that. And the people who are succeeding now, and their lack of motivation starts to kick in because they're getting soft now, they're not as motivated as they used to be, they're going to end up becoming the broke ones because they're forgetting what it's like to be hungry. And also, on the other side, the people who haven't made any money, and there's no motivation for them because they don't have any money, they don't have any sales, they have nothing to look forward to, those also individuals will not succeed because they're looking for motivation. You cannot look for motivation if you want to push forward. Motivation is very temporary. It comes, it goes, kind of like the wind. You can't rely on motivation. Move forward without motivation. Iron rule number 5. You don't create time, you have time. This is a very important rule. I hear a lot of people say, I don't have time. Guess what? We all have 24 hours in a day. Every single one of us. Every single person watching this. 24 hours. Until the day you die, you have 24 hours a day. You cannot make extra time. Everybody has the same amount of time. But what you can do is you can realize that you have time. You just have to rearrange your schedule. Maybe hang out with less amount of hours a day with people that, maybe don't care about your success as much. Maybe you are around people that do care about your success, and look, you could just say to them, listen, I got to work. Right now, I'm doing something important right now. No, I got to focus now. Not right now. Now I have to focus. You don't create time. Realize that. Is that you don't have to, find a way to get this whole crazy thing and add hours to your day and do all these crazy. Some people would say, "Oh, I would no sleep." Working with no sleep. No, sleep is important. You have the time in the day. You just have to figure out how to manage it. And a lot of people have been complaining not a lot of people, very few people actually, ironically enough, have complained that they have gotten mad when they heard me say that I'm doing 60 designs per day. They get angry and they say, "How on earth are you doing 60 designs per day?" And I've made 2 videos already showing how it's done. 2 videos. And they get frustrated and they say, 60 designs per day, this is insane. No, I just manage my time well. I'm productive. I just focus more. If I was sitting on the TV, watching TV, doing this, doing that, I wouldn't be able to do the 60 designs per day. When I sit down and do something, I use the time. I already have it. You just have to realize that you have to, and this is really iron rule number 5, is coming to a realization. You have to come to the realization that you have the time that you need. You just have to make room for it. You just have to organize your schedule a little bit more. Clean up the room. You know what I'm trying to say? Focus on what's important. Iron rule number 5, you don't create time, you have it. Iron rule number 6, winners win. Winners will win. Losers will lose. Always. Winners will win. Losers will lose. Always. At the end of the day, you might not be a winner right now. You might not be succeeding right now. That doesn't make you a loser. Maybe you're about to be a winner. You're a winner in training, as I like to say. Remember what the rule says. Winners will win. You have to do what winners do in order to win. And your winning might come in the future. Guys, when I first started business, I wasn't making $1 million right off the bat. I wasn't making $1,000 right off the bat. I wasn't making anything. But that didn't make me a failure or a loser. I just had to develop over time. I had to build myself. And when I did build myself, I eventually started winning. And so winners will win and losers will lose. People who are complainers, people who lack self-confidence, people who lack self-esteem, these are all loser behaviors, loser tactics. And if you exhibit this kind of behavior, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, as I say. You have to realize that this behavior, this pattern of thinking is only hurting me, and it is not helping me. And so what I need to do is I need to stop behaving like a loser because I don't want to lose in life. I want to win in life. So now I have to start behaving like a winner. And remember the rule. Winners will win. If you behave like a winner, if you embody all the characteristics of a winner, you will beget the results of winning. But if you behave like a loser, if you lack focus, if you lack motivation, if you lack discipline, which is the most important, consistency, if you do all these things and you lack these character traits, you will lose. There's no question around it, always. Iron rule number 6. Okay, iron rule number 7. Nobody is born a winner. This is an add-on to our rule number 6. Nobody is born a winner. Nobody just wakes up with sales. Nobody just wakes up with a tremendous skill to learn how to do graphic design like a pro. Nobody is this pro at tagging and learning how to tag products correctly or title products correctly or become a master at SEO. Nobody just wakes up with these things. These skills are acquired. You have to build yourself. Arnold Schwarzenegger says, legends are not born, they are built. And I look at it the same exact way. Nobody is born a winner. Nobody. Nobody, all these success stories that you hear, oh, I made $1 million in 30 days. It does not exist. It does not exist. It's extremely difficult to achieve a high level of success unless you have a very, very extremely high IQ, Elon Musk level. Well, in that case, you are a different breed of human being. Or an extreme amount of experience and hours put in the task. Other than that, there is no possible way that you can achieve extreme success. There's no such thing as lucky people. You don't get lucky in this game. Nobody gets lucky. Everything happens for a reason, and nobody is born a winner. So when you see other people making a lot of money and successful, realize that it's for a reason. And it's, like I said, either A, they've worked very, very hard and gained a ton of experience over time, or B, they have Elon Musk level intelligence, which Honestly, the latter of the two, the Elon Musk level intelligence, is highly unrealistic. There's only one Elon Musk on this planet, and we're over 7 billion people. So let's put things into perspective. Nobody is born a winner, and nobody has these extra free handouts. Okay? Iron rule number 8. Getting significantly better overnight is highly unrealistic. It's actually overrated. But it's more impactful to improve slightly every single day. I always say this, get 1% better every day. Just 1%. You don't need to do a full 360. Do what you have to do before the sun goes down. This is the most important aspect, is that a lot of people, like I said, this comes in with motivation. They're on this high. They have this manic phase where they think, I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm all for high motivation and really impactful motivation and all this kind of stuff. But what they're really doing is they're telling themselves a lie. And they're covering over the truth that they feel almost like they don't measure up. And so they have to tell themselves some fake truth, some fake lie, that they're going to just change the world overnight, and they're going to wake up a millionaire the next day, and the whole week they're going to go as hard as they can to make as much money as they can and all this. But guess what, guys? That kind of stuff burns out quick, and that's the sad reality. And the reality is that you shouldn't focus on getting significantly better overnight. That doesn't matter. You need to figure out how you can get 1% better every day. Small tasks are more realistic to achieve in a day than achieving a whole bunch of things in a day. So we have to be realistic with our ideas. Iron rule number 8, okay? Iron rule number 9, which is the last iron rule to keep in mind, and probably the godfather to all the rules, which is the minority often holds the majority. When I say the minority, what do I mean? I mean the few. The very, very few when it comes to the percentages. When you look at everything in the world, not just Redbubble, when you look at everything in the world, the people who hold the most money in their bank accounts, the people who earn the most income, the people who are often the most intelligent, the people who are at the upper echelon in life, the top 1%, typically are much more effective, and not only effective, but they hold the most results than the other 99%. Why do you think that is? It is because of this rule. The minority are often hold the majority. They are rare. So you have to ask yourself, which group do I want to fit in? Do I want to fit in the minority, where I am the top 1% of individuals? I'm the top 5%, the top 10%, whatever integer you want to put in front of that? Or do you want to be part of the large group of people who are not part of the minority? They're nothing special. You have to ask yourself this. And you have to realize that being the minority, you have to do things that most people are not willing to do. You have to do things that you have to cross some lines that people are not willing to cross. You might have to skip out on some celebrations, skip out on some festivals and some parties with friends, skip out on some family gatherings. Now, I'm typically not a fan of this, but it happens. It's a part of the life that you walk into if you want to be the very top, the very most successful. Now, if you don't want to be part of the most successful, that's perfectly fine. This rule is not for you. It doesn't apply to you. But if you want to be like me, part of the top 1%, the people who chase their goals relentlessly, for me, it's my oxygen. It's the way I breathe. I come to this conclusion is that the minority, they're the ones who gain the most success on Redbubble. Very few people are the ones who create the most sales. Very few accounts are the ones with the most designs on their accounts. Very few are ones who have a true understanding how to tag, how to create designs, how to do all this, streamline the approach. And so if you want to be part of the very few and actually get to have the right to hold the majority of assets of earnings, then when you need to behave like the minority. You have to think of, okay, what would a regular person do in this scenario? What would the minority do? What would the apex predators do? What would those guys do, or girls, or whoever, right? It doesn't matter. Girls, guys, it's irrelevant. But what would those people do? So these are the 9 iron rules. Let's just go over them very, very quickly. Iron rule number 1, money doesn't lead. It follows. Iron number 2, success isn't earning lots of sales. Success manifests itself through the number of sales you earn. It's a way of keeping score. Having lots of sales isn't what makes you advanced. It's who you become along the process to get the sales. the skills you acquire, and the attitude you develop, it is what manifests sales, thereby existing because an improvement that you have made, which then increased success. Iron rule number 3, quantity breeds quality. Iron rule number 4, move without motivation. Iron rule number 5, you don't create time, you have it. Iron rule number 6, winners win, winners will win, losers will lose, always. Iron rule number 7, nobody is born a winner. Iron rule number 8, getting significantly better overnight is highly unrealistic, but it's more impactful to improve slightly every day. Iron rule number 9, the last iron rule, aka the godfather of the iron rules, the minority often holds the majority. Alright guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully it was impactful to you. And like I said, if you're ever in a moment of solace, you are feeling discouraged, don't let that creep in. Refer back to this video and see where you're falling short. Look at the iron rules and say, where am I lacking a little bit? Go over the iron rules and assess them and see where you can improve. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Bye.